I don't know what it is about your energy, but it's off the chain and it's on fire. It's off the chain and it's on fire. I just want you to be very prepared for what you're about to receive. You're about to receive so much abundance, and not just in a monetary sense. You're about to receive abundance in love. You're about to receive abundance in mental clarity, spiritual clarity, physical health, just overall abundance coming from every which direction in your life. But what spirit is telling me is that you need to be in a mode of receptivity. I feel like you're used to giving to other people. And for a lot of you, I feel like you lack the ability to receive, which is absolutely insane. You give. And you give so much that you end up with an empty well. You end up with an empty cup because you give so much to others and you're used to being with others who take. But irregardless, I want you to be ready for a season 111. This is so divinely in tune and connected. I want you to be in a season of getting ready and preparing your mind, your mental state of receiving. Preparing yourself to receive, because this is now your karmic return. And karma isn't bad. I just want you to know, for those who don't understand or may have the misconception of karma. Got my little protein shake today. Karma isn't bad. Karma is what you put out, you get back. It doesn't mean it has to be, negative or positive. It could be any part of the spectrum of life. So you've been putting out a lot of energy in your entire life. You've been giving to others, but yet you have not received the same energy in return. You haven't had someone or something give you back what you've been putting out this entire time. And what I'm hearing is that you're tired. You're tired and you've gotten to the point where you feel fatigued and burnt out. But you haven't gave up on yourself. You haven't gave up on life. You haven't gave up on yourself. And your soul is so beautiful. It's so light. It's so imaginative. It's so loving. Regardless of what you've been through, you've continued to be the same soul no matter what. And that's highly regarded in the spiritual realm. That's highly regarded from the Most High, through the ultimate powers of the universe, of the entire world that we live in. That's highly regarded, because not a lot of people can go through what you went through and still continue to be a beautiful soul, still continue to show up in the light even through the midst of the darkness, aka my book. Check it out down below. You have been a light for other people, and they've been able to see what true divineness feels like, looks like, and just is, okay? And you are coming into a season of abundance. I don't think you understand how prepared you should be getting right now. Like how prepared mentally, spiritually, and physically you should be getting right now. Be very well taking care of yourself right now in all those forms. Take care of yourself in many ways, because you have to be prepared to receive this abundance. Because remember, in my other videos I talk about, it's not the wrong timing. It's about not being in the receptivity of the ability to hold that energy. You fumble the bag by not being someone who can grasp what the bag is weighing, what the bag is carrying. Can we be the ones to tote the bag? You gotta tote that thing. That's my new saying. You gotta be able to tote it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to hold the bag. Are you gonna build up your spiritual grip strength to be able to hold everything that's coming to you in abundance? And then also too, why the mental part of that preparation is very important is because you have to be able to be receptive of it. If you're not receptive of someone giving to you, something given to you, you're not going to know what to do with it. You have to be open to the idea of like, wow, I am actually being given to. And I've had moments recently where I've just been like, where I've noticed other people are doing things for me. And 444 on a timer. I've noticed other people are doing things for me, and I feel like anxious and nervous, and I feel like some of you get like that too. Like, it feels weird when something or someone is doing something for you. Like, it's like, oh, what do I need to do in return? What do I need to give back to them? But I want you to stand still. Hold what you got. Stand still and be in the essence of receiving. I don't think you've ever really truly just embodied and embraced being nurtured and cared for. But now is the time for you to embrace that energy. Now is the time for you to embrace the energy of receptivity, of someone giving to you. And by someone, it could be the universe. It could be God giving you all of your desires. It doesn't have to be just a physical person. When I say something is being given to you, it's being gifted to you. Well, it's being gifted to you because it was yours in the first place. I just want to say that. It's being placed in your life because it was yours in the first place, and all you needed to do is unpack everything and see what was inside. So don't be afraid to receive. Okay, let me say it again. Don't be afraid to receive. It's going to be an uncomfortable process, especially for those who just like love to give, not to love to nurture, which is the majority of you who find my videos, because we are reflections of each other. I am very much so a giver as well. I'm used to just giving until I have nothing left. And then we wonder why we don't feel like ourselves anymore. It's because we've given away almost all of our light, and then we've lost our divineness, our connection with our divineness, because we've given it away to other people. And when I tell you, people will siphon your energy. But now the beauty of you going through everything that you've went through, there's retribution coming around. There's reparations coming around for the light that you put out. You are a divine light soul, and you deserve abundance in all forms. You deserve prosperity in all forms, and it's coming to you. But remember what I said, like, I feel like there is friction with you being able to accept that abundance. Are you open to that abundance? Are you able to take accountability and say, like, hey, like, wow, I haven't been in a mode, or I haven't been someone who can accept receiving. It feels weird to me. And that's okay. If you admit that, that's okay. That's the first step to you understanding that this is how I accept abundance. This is how I bring it in. Maybe start slow with accepting the abundance. But when I tell you it's coming in like a tsunami, okay? And it's gonna blow your mind the way that all the things that you desire are just gonna start popping up, because what you've been doing lately is working on yourself. You've really been in tune and tapped in and turned on, Abraham Hicks, with yourself and with the divine, and you've understood that you and the divine are one, and you're not separate, and you're not looking outside of yourself. So now that you're coming more in tune, and you're stepping away from the old versions of you, meaning the old egos of you, you're stepping away from that, and you're understanding that you and the divine, you and God are one. Abundance is around the door. You don't need to attract abundance, because you are abundance, and therefore tenfold that karma comes back to you. Because if you are in the energy and the essence of abundance, of course everything around you is the same. So of course everything around me reflects what I am. Everything reflects. But until I can accept receiving, until I can say I deserve to receive, until I can say I have ownership over receiving, I will not receive. I will not feel comfortable receiving. And that's why I say you can fumble the bag when you feel like you don't deserve something. You have to know that you deserve it. And when you are deserving, because you are, that then you're going to open the door to it. You're going to open the pathway to it, because you're going to block your blessings if you don't understand this part of the process that's coming along. Your blessings, your desires are coming in. They're flooding in. But the only thing that's going to block it is you not feeling worthy of those things when you get them. And when I tell you it's going to be a process, I'm not saying you're not going to go through the emotional turmoil of receiving these things. It's going to be comfortable. But what I need you to do is being aware. I need you to be aware that you are aware, first of all. I need you to be aware that you are aware. And I need you to be aware of your triggers, because your triggers are beautiful signs that tell you, hey, this is the shadow that needs to still be worked on. And when those gifts come in, and when that abundance comes in, I need you to sit in the discomfort that you may not be 100% comfortable with receiving, but you will receive. You understand? It's time for you to receive your gifts. And a lot of us may think like, oh no, I wouldn't block my blessings. But lo and behold, in hindsight, this whole time, you did block your blessings, because you weren't in an energetic space of receiving them. There must be receptivity here. That is the most important lesson right now at this time. Receptivity, receiving. Am I gonna receive? And you know what receptivity is? Surrender. Receptivity is surrender. And when you surrender, you receive. You allow things to come in. And you know why you receive when you surrender? You receive when you surrender because you allow things to come in without trying to control things. And when we surrender, that means we lay our guard down. We lay our weapons down. We lay our defenses down. We put down the barriers and we say, hey, here I am and I'm ready. I don't know how this is going to play out. I don't know how this is going to work, but I trust in the divine, and I trust in God, and I trust that my higher self are going to guide me in the right direction. And I trust that even though I am uncomfortable right now, I know I'm going to get settled in real soon. That's the process and the journey you're on right now. You're on the journey and the pathway towards abundance, because you've had internal abundance. You've had trust in yourself and your intuition and the Most High inside of you. You've had trust in that, and it's played out for you beautifully, because now is the time where those seeds that you sowed are about to sprout. Those seeds that you planted maybe even years ago, and they didn't come into fruition. Now they're coming. Now the light is sparking, and the whole entire time that you thought your roots weren't growing, the whole time you thought the seeds were not growing, but little do you know, they were just planting a firm foundation for you. So when they sprouted into the surface, you were ready. Because you see, your higher self and God were preparing you in this entire time. But now it's time for you to let your ego go, because your ego is going to cause you to have some fear. And that's why I say your ego, which is the personality that you have created in this, physical universe, physical world, it may have some fear. It may have some uncomfortableness. But can we tell that version of ourselves, hey, I don't care. I deserve to receive. It's going to feel uncomfortable. I was talking about this before. I was kind of making a video as I was going on my walk this morning. I would like to find it. And I gave an example, an analogy of how snakes shed their skins, right? What is the process of if a snake shedding their skin? If you've never seen it before, it's a slow process. And through this process of shedding this layer of skin, the snake can be halfway out of the skin and halfway still in it. So I want you to understand that you could be halfway in your new version of yourself and still halfway not completely out of your old version of yourself. And that's okay. You know what we call this? The middle ground. You call that the middle passageway. You call that the place in the middle. The place that's going to be very uncomfortable. Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about this. There's going to be a middle passageway between getting to the new version of yourself and between the old version of yourself. There's going to be this in-between process that's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to feel tricky, and you have the right to decide, like, hey, am I going to go back in that old skin and just, I was comfortable. I was settled in there. I was complacent in there. It felt good. It was familiar, because we want to run as human beings. We love stuff that feels familiar to us. Because that's what our brains do. Our brains want familiarity. They want familiarity. I can't even say that. They want similarities. Our brains want that. Want the same things. Want us to do the same things every day. But when I tell you, this is going to be another video, but when I tell you, when you think the same every day, you do the same things, you have the same emotions, then you generate the same actions and you show up the same way. But what does that do? You're the same person. Every single day, you are the same person. The same every day. And if you're not the best version of yourself, that means you're generating the worst version of yourself every single day. So generate different thoughts, but we're not going to get too much in that because that's a different video I'm actually going to make. But generate different thoughts, generate different actions behind those thoughts and beliefs. But overall, though, like I said, your life is coming into a season of abundance. And what only thing you need to do right now inside yourself is to be receptive and receiving and ready to call it and bring it in. That's it for this message. So I'll see you guys next time on The Light of John. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Ashe and amen.